That is a reasonable time, and no progress has been made. That reasonable time. I must applaud the DPP and the state, for that matter, in the case of the Ggaba daycare murder. The accused person, Your Worship, if you have taken judicial notice of the state, the accused person is presented that today, the following day was committed. Today, the matter was put for mention, the following day, committed. And the trial has already started. In comparative terms, when you look at the proceedings before you, ever since you started appearing, what has happened? Nothing. Nothing. We come, even these 2 weeks they are asking, it will be the same story. I'm sorry, with all due respect to my sister here. When we come back here, they say, there are a few things we need to fix. We are yet to finalize. Give us more time. And the accused person is continuing to rot in Chicago. And he was here. And of course, the children remained home in Norfolk. That is a violation of the letter and the spirit of Article 28 of the Constitution, Your Worship, which should not be condoned at this moment. Regarding the third issue, Your Worship, about the second issue of blocking members of the public from accessing to offences here. The state cannot run away from its obligation. No. The state cannot run away. The representative of all the agencies before court, the agencies of state, is my dear sister here. She's an embodiment of the police, embodiment of UPPF, embodiment of SFC, all these security agencies that handle matters to do with criminal investigations and prosecution and handling of suspects and what, not even prisons authorities. This is the state. And the face of the state is my sister here now. So, Your Worship, this is a very serious matter. The Article 28 was not made in vain. Why the hearing should be made public? It was not made in vain. It is derived from the principle enshrined in Article 28, or rather Article 126. If I may read Article 126, my Lord, for emphasis sake, judicial power is derived from the people and shall be exercised by the courts established under this Constitution in the name of the people and in conformity with the law and with the values, norms, and aspirations of the people. So, Article 126 emphasizes that point, that whatever is done by this honorable court is done in the name of the people and for the people. And therefore the people should be allowed to witness whatever is happening. Actually, it is the spirit behind this new phenomenon of mobile court, as it was elucidated by the Chief Justice. So, Your Worship, the environment we are in, the public is not allowed to witness what is happening. It's not conducive for administration of justice. And my dear sister here cannot just simply talk about it in a cursory manner. Your Worship, if I may disclose to you, even some of us here. we feel insecure when we are here. We feel you're not comfortable to feel exercise. If you may look at what is happening in the window there. I'm serious. Look at that gun which is placed in it. It has clothing. It's the first of its kind. I've never seen it in my life. That is dressed like a human being. It's a it is dressed like a human being. When it is dressed like that, it means it's not going to be ready. It's not going to be applied immediately. So, Your Worship, this is what is making us feel very uncomfortable in this kind of environment. And I'm glad, Your Worship, as I conclude, my sister has not objected to our prayer to have a mobile court, the home of Muwanga Kivumbi. She has not objected to that, to the prayer we made. Like in the proceedings in Ggaba. Very interesting. We are all following what is happening there. The public is seated in the tent there. They are all witnessing what is going on. I wish it would happen in this case that we are seated at the home of Muwanga, at Bugoye, and then we have the proceedings conducted from there, so that the public is witnessing what is happening as their power is being exercised by this honorable court. So we do so pray, Your Worship.
Your indulgence, children, students, we emphasize the necessity of a clear path also on the ground, and finding that we have children who were arraigned. Many of them are school-going children, Your Honor. One actually, Wilson Muyinda, has just passed his O-level with a high recognition by the school, pending admission is HSC. High recognition. He got 6 B's, 3 C's, aggregate 18. He's the youngest. He's comparing your findings. So it's such compelling reasons why we believe there should be a clear path. We have students here school going. So that we know whether even by the time probably they may decide to drop charges against some, as any reasonable person will do in the state. Probably they would have lost the year. So that is why we deliver on that issue. Your Honor, again I rise on my wonderful who was found to be at least below 18. The law commands that this honorable court should guide what is in the best interest of the child, the best interest principle. should guide the directions of this court. Right.
What do you want us to do? In respect of what you have announced in
Your Honor,
Number 19, I want. What do you want us to do?
no, Mawanda, I had specific prayers, but I want to be orderly after hearing on your findings on the page of the report, so that I will proceed eventually on them. Unless there are applications that we shall make. But we're not all over the place.
You want me to make a finding about the area?
No, on whether this is sufficient, on whether that.
And I wouldn't have a problem with it. Because my view is that the combination that birth certificate were to be produced, it wouldn't differ, the context wouldn't differ from what is here already. So,
At this moment, we should make my application then. Your Honor, first Linda Wilson. Again, I wish to inform this court that apart from him being at police as we speak, even the cost of him being brought here are borne by the parents on border. In spite of the backgrounds against which I wish now to make an application which can be clear on where he should be. That should be with his parents. Your Honor, I premise this application in section 135.
your
Application.
prayer is what? Your application.
I'm making an application for bail so that it is determined where he ought to be. That is with his parents, not at police. The application for bail is premised on section 135. Of the Children Act, Cap 62, and paragraph 17 of the Judicature Bail Guidelines for Courts of Judicature.
Paragraph what?
Paragraph 17. Brackets, bail guidelines for courts of judicature, bracket, close brackets. Then bracket practice, bracket directions for 2022. Your Honor, these provisions mandate this honorable court, for which Linda Wilson has appeared, uphold, it enjoins this court to uphold his right to applying for bail and being admitted to bail. On our understanding of this law, any court includes the magistrate's court, though a capital offense it can hear and determine the bail application for this child. For brevity guidance, Section 135 states that where a child appears before the court charged with an offence, the magistrate or person presiding over the court shall inquire into the case, and unless there is a serious danger to the child, release the child from bail, A, on court bond, or the child's own recognizance, B, with sureties, preferably the parent or guardian of the child, who shall be bound with a non-cash court bond. Your Honor, before you, we have the mother of Melinda Wilson. Nanteza Salima, and his paternal auntie, Nasazi Rebecca. The mother, Nanteza Salima, is 38 years old. The mother to the 17-year-old is 38 years old. A resident of Wamala, Nansana. She operates a salon at the home premises. She has national identification card. All these details.
ID card is number 1.
ID is number. Your Honor, it is number CF 87026107 U2QH. I have an original copy. Report. It clearly states the residence. We submit that she qualifies under 135B. The second parent, Nasazi Rebecca, is 43 years old. This one has a copy of her ID. F 830 801 801 00 LYWA. She has a copy of the cell. Now this one lost the original, that is the copy. She has letters. Yes, and actually voters' identification slip. She submitted all this. Now we pray that you find that these qualify under paragraph B. Seeking your compassion, the child. put him in the right place. And not police detention where he is. Secondly, I wish to note, Your Honor, that quote and note that he is a student in St. Mark's College, Magoma, the school going child, S4. We have just completed S4. The results of public record are that he is qualified to get 18 to join HSC. None of all this should inform the judicious discretion. In a meeting, you and I, today, in the hands of his parents. So I've explained to them what this means, both parents. That they should ensure that whenever it is required, he attends this court. Same to understand the same, and your inquiry as the law guides Your Honor. It's within your family. We submit that the child cannot be any secure in any hands but those of parents. The issue of security, we submit that there will be secure hands within their parents' hands at Wamala in Nasta. Any other issues have to be guided by this Honorable Court. If it's so, this is the most obliged.
If the rest of
Wilson, and since they are here, this court will probably require more of them. Obliged. Your Honor, in respect to Mawanda Paul, first, let's be on record. Mawanda Paul has complained about the feeding in Nakuru remand. For him, it's there. Actually, in his own words, it is even worse than the prison where he came from. He has complained about conditions in Nakuru, one home. He has added more further information to this Honorable Court for purposes of re-application for bail. No, the grounds, the reasons for denial were that the situation is still volatile in this locality. Your Honor, actually, did not have the information at the time. We submit that Mawanda Paul he actually is a resident of Malere Bomba. Bomba is outside. this constituency. It's outside this district. That's the problem we have with the file. The age was wrong, as I'll submit. He still lives with his parents, and actually his mother, Nampijja Susan. Nampijja Susan's national ID, the record is very clear that she is from Ggaba. The record will be very clear still that this juvenile was arrested even before the election. If it's about the election date, was arrested on the 14th day of January while in town. What in Bulo? Not at the explosive scene of the 15th or 16th. As I said, the national ID is very clear that the mother with whom he stays is from Ggaba. The mothers produced her national ID. Provide NINCF 8709 110 39316. She's before this court. She's 39 years old. She operates a restaurant. So where do you occasionally? In Malele, Gomba. To assure you, to convince you, if admitted, that would wish away the constitutional protection of a child, and admitting him to bed. We are most obliged.
Vote for their character.
The owner with the child, someone just prefers to be a mother. That's what I'm saying there. The issue is about mother. If someone qualifies to be a parent, someone has to be placed in hands of the parent. And that is the qualification that I've seen. So I'm not mother. They will be afraid. The parent, that is what they will provide. And that is why the court is enjoined to inquire. It's about safety of the hands where the person is being. It's not ours for indulge. If you look at these provisions and the provisions of bail, you'll find that they differ.
Now, how would we know that she's the mother of this boy?
Yes, that is the inquiry. It's called. I cannot submit from the board.
Because I never see that I will do that.
That's why court sets conditions. We don't oblige the condition upon the investigation of what is required. We don't oblige the condition of grant in whatever we can produce.
Actually, it's true under section 135 of the Children's Act, they have a right to apply for bail. However, Your Worship, I do object to the application. Your Worship, in respect of F4, that is F4, that is Moyenda Wilson. Your Worship, he said he's still in contention, Your Worship. Your Worship, I still contend that a birth notification record is not a birth certificate. And it cannot be solely relied on to prove his age, Your Worship. Your Worship, secondly, they are saying that Moyenda Wilson is a student who finished his senior year. I don't dispute that. However, being the fact that he sat for senior year, I think a pass slip would be more relevant because it usually indicates the age of the what? Of the person sitting exams, Your Worship. I'm not sure whether they are out now, but it would serve more purpose, Your Worship, because it usually indicates the age of the candidate, which, however, it hasn't been provided. Your Worship, in respect of the sureties presented, they are all residents outside the jurisdiction of this honorable court. Your Worship, they haven't provided counsel letters which would guide court to establish whether they are actually the biological parents of these accused persons. Worship, in case these accused persons are released and they don't appear in court, in case these accused persons are released and they don't appear in court, it will be very hard for us to trace for them, since we don't know the houses where they reside, Your Worship, and since we haven't known whether they are actually the biological parents of the accused persons. The finish says, Your Worship, I pray that the law be denied and matter be adjourned. So pray.
Your Honor, briefly, she said she's a mother. Yes, that is very key in this. We are producing parents, and she's on record having stated so. And she's serving the public. The ratio here, we don't think anyone should give a child. I don't believe anyone would prefer to keep a child in custody, save for serious grounds. The requirement of the law is she has to prove that there is serious danger, because has not just convict a child. It includes protection of the right as the state of the child. It represents the state, which has a cardinal duty. And I don't believe those are high instructions from the state. They are her personal submissions, because the state is enjoined to protect the child. She's being unkind. Your Honor, as to proof of birth, this court has already made its finding, but I'll add, proof of birth is either by birth certificate, baptism card, immunization card, national ID, or passport. But the best evidence, official record, is the birth certificate. But I will rest that case. I will not reopen. We were guided by the Honorable Court. Because even a statutory declaration, that's why she's here before you. Her declaration to the public and to you, a statutory declaration in the investigation inquiry before you would suffice, unless rebutted. She has not submitted on that there is fear or danger to the child. And that's the requirement. Your Honor, as to parentage, an LC letter is not proof of birth. It does not fit. It is a hangover of the bail application for the adults, which is ordinarily objected to. This is mainly a preserve of the court to save the rights of the child. Unless she wants this court order DNA test, which would be out of, it would be high-handed. Your Honor, once this Honorable Court is satisfied in the circumstances of the case, the child may be safe in the hands of the person presented as parent, may admit the person on bail with without an LC letter. It goes without saying, being a child, she has no national ID. He has no national ID. Neither does he have a passport. We will reiterate our prayers, seeking the benevolence of this Honorable Court to the child.
applicants on bail. They are most of them. For the matter raised by Mr. Lukwago, let me take time to consider and pronounce myself on the 28th. As for the bail application, let me come back
Alright, wetwengera kyalo.
Okwalabira maitata kuko kwetufiira wesibe wekenyanja kuloda
Yatuuza nniya. Right, wetembera weri wano Kkooti mulungi atulaba ku JP Muwanga mulungi atulaba ku Uganda Media One mbeera bwetyo weri wano Kkooti Butambala akaseera kano omulungi atulaba era obadde atugoberera omusango guno gukyagenda mu maaso byonna nga bwe mubiwulidde ate tumuvaako tugenda kubanga tubawa so babe nga ate babanyonnyola biki ate bagenda kubanga bazaako ki omuguno omusango mbeera bwetyo bweri gwe mulungi atulaba wano ku Uganda Media One naawe atulaba ku JP Muwanga naawe atulaba ku Lukiryo TV bwetyo embeera bwekyali okulaba nga tubaweereza buli kimu tuli wano ku Kkooti Butambala omulungi atulaba akaseera kano gwe ali ku JP Muwanga tukwebaza bwebaza naawe ali ku Uganda Media One naawe ali ku Lukiryo TV bwetyo embeera bwekyali okulaba nga buli kimu tukibaweereza wano mu Kkooti Butambala. Tukyali ku Kkooti mulungi atulaba akaseera kano okubanga ate buli kimu kikyatambula mulungi atulaba akaseera kano. Shafiq. Alright, mulungi atulaba akaseera kano bitimbeera bukyali twateyimiriddemu obuyimirizi katono nnyo era tugenda kubanga buli kimu tukibawa omulungi atulaba Kkooti eyimiriddemu ate tugenda kubanga era tubaweereza buli kimu ekifaanana mu kkooti eyimiriddemu okwo era tugenda kuba nga tubawa mugendereko mugoberere mugenda kuba mufuna final results. Alright, omulungi ndaba kamunzikirize nsooke nveeko okwo katono nnyo. Ngenda kukomawo okwo nga kkooti ezzeemu. Ngenda kukomawo nga kkooti ezzeemu. Omulungi ndaba ku JP Muwonge, ndaba ku Uganda Media wano, ndaba ku Lukiryo TV. Wendi okuba nga mbaweereza buli kimu naye munzikirize nsooke nveeko ngenda kudda nga kkooti ezzeemu.